Earlier this morning, I sat down with Israel's ambassador to the United States, Michael Herzog. Mr. Ambassador, welcome to Fox News Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Let me start by asking you, overnight there were reports from Israeli TV channels that there may be a larger hostage deal coming together, 50 to 100 women, children, elderly. Do you know anything about that? Can you update us?
There are attempts at bringing about a hostage deal. We give it a chance. We're still not sure how serious Hamas is, and I prefer to leave it at that, and some things are better not discussed in the public eye.
Can you also give us some clarity about the pauses? I've heard the Prime Minister talk about this. There have been differing reports. Can you give some clarity to what that means?
Yeah, Israel is doing two things. One, we opened humanitarian corridors, allowing people to go from the north, where there's heavy fighting, to the south, where there are safe zones. And today, since we started, we now have two major routes, allowing people to go freely to the south. Hundreds of thousands of people moved already, over 200,000. At the same time, by the way, the fact that they are moving tells us that less and less people listen to Hamas, who's trying to keep them in harm's way, and they don't want Hamas to turn them into human shields, and more people are moving to the south. The second thing we did a few days ago, we started daily humanitarian localized pauses in certain neighborhoods in the north and in the south. Every day we give notice to the population, a few hours that they can go out. They can replenish themselves, they can get medical treatment, they can move to the south, whatever they do. And it's 4 hours pauses every day in a different neighborhood, according to the situation in the north. And that's proven very effective.
So you know that there are plenty of critics who think that this is not a strategic enough, targeted enough strategy that the Israelis have right now. There are critics calling for a ceasefire more broadly. They talk about the hospitals, about medical care. The Washington Post has an opinion piece that says this: razing entire neighborhoods to the ground is not an answer for the egregious crimes committed by Hamas. To the contrary, it's creating a new generation of aggrieved Palestinians who are likely to continue the cycle of violence. Do you worry about the long-term impacts of what you're doing now?
First of all, I take issue with this criticism. We are very targeted in what we do. And people have to understand, Gaza is the biggest terror complex around the globe, with over 500 kilometers of terror tunnels. Those tunnels were not built as shelters for the population, but for military equipment, rockets, the leadership and command and control structure. You have tens of thousands of combatants, and we have to fight them, and we have to remove the Hamas threat from Israel. It's very complicated because Hamas turned them into human shields, but we are not targeting the population. We call on them to live to the south. I believe that what we see today, with more and more people moving to the south, indicates to us that these people do not want to serve as human shields for Hamas. They understand. They don't like us, but they don't like Hamas either.
Well, the Palestinian Authority post-war is talking about that they would be open to some kind of governing role if the U.S. is committed to a two-state solution. What does Israel want to see long-term with respect to Gaza? Do you anticipate maintaining a presence, military or otherwise, there?
We are not in Gaza in order to occupy Gaza or to govern Gaza. We are there to remove the Hamas military threat against Israel and their ability to rebuild their capabilities and strike again and again, as they are saying they would like to do. That's our intent. Long term, we have we put a lot of thinking into that, and we are entering a dialogue with the U.S. administration about that. We understand it is our position that Palestinians will have to govern themselves. What will be the exact role of the Palestinian Authority remains to be seen, because everybody understands that the PA, in its current composition, they can hardly govern Ramallah, so certainly not Gaza. They will have to undergo a reform, but in the meantime, there will be Palestinians who will have to govern Gaza.
Quickly, what's your message to U.S. lawmakers as we fight over our own financial house that is out of order, but there are major aid packages, some of them involving Israel? What's your message?
So, first of all, we are thankful to the U.S. administration for putting forward the package, aid to Israel, but also a humanitarian package, which we would support on condition that it goes to a post-Hamas Gaza and to emergency needs that are in concert of what we are trying to do in Gaza and don't go to the hands of the wrong people like Hamas and others. If that is a package, we certainly support it.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you for your time. We wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.